When the ego is running the show, leaders will lose their ability to regulate their reactions, to see the full picture, to balance kindness with accountability, execute decisions without spiraling, to protect the business while still caring for people. And the missing skills and emotional intelligence are usually quite clear: empathy, understanding emotions even when you don't agree with them; impulse control, pausing instead of reacting; reality testing, separating facts from feelings; stress tolerance, staying steady when expectations are shifting; and perspective, marrying our personal philosophy with the organizational reality. Now, one of the breakthroughs in a recent coaching conversation was that expectations were exceeding emotional intelligence skills. Oftentimes, when we're reviewing or evaluating someone's performance, we think expectations to technical skill set only. And yet, what is often the disruption in even a VP's ability and their potential to execute is the emotional intelligence skill set. Brian is a young VP, recently promoted, very high potential, still developing the maturity to handle the hard parts of leadership, the pivots, the hiring freezes, the uncomfortable feedback, the decisions that protect the business, even when they inconvenience people. And the truth for that VP's leader is, most of the time, there is a solution that honors Brian's philosophy, how he wants to lead people, and the business. Sometimes there isn't. And at the VP level, you're asking Brian to choose to protect the business. And that's going against something intrinsic. But that's not ego, that's leadership. And what Brian needs to develop is learning how to not personalize every directive, learning how to stop bracing for the emotional impact of decisions, learning how to regulate instead of reacting. Then he'll be able to step into that VP role that his leader desires for him to be. Because leadership gets dramatically easier when ego isn't the first thing that you put on. And emotional intelligence skills is really what helps you to take that ego off. But ego is present in this example in both Brian, the VP, and his leader, because his leader, who has a title, is looking at this title and holding an expectation of emotional maturity that Brian doesn't have yet. And yet their ego is saying they should have it, but reality is showing them that they don't. And so that means this more senior leader to this VP needs to coach and train and elevate the emotional intelligence skills. And this can often be quite hard because many leaders don't know how to train and coach emotional intelligence skills, except if you are already being coached and trained in your emotional intelligence, you do have an inclination, an intuition about how to then coach and train someone else in their emotional intelligence skills. And the first place we always start is emotional self-awareness, asking someone to be aware of what they're thinking and feeling about the situation that is at hand. And then using your own empathy to simply sit in understanding, in acknowledging, and in validating. And when your ego is the first thing you put on, that skill set is the skill that you will miss. And when you miss empathy in holding someone accountable to doing better, you will never influence the doing better.